Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so first thing is first, I need to get my girls added. So I'm going to invite them on here. Hello.
Hi, hold on. I'm just getting ready to come on here.
Perfect.
How's
It's
it
such a
going?
gloomy day down here.
Oh, same.
Lighting is not great.
Oh,
How's everything? Just waiting
it's
on Chardonnay.
Did you get
And
any good Black Friday sales?
oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we bought a lot. We shouldn't have, but whatever.
I'm still
And
like
yes, Black Friday
on
is always
Cyber
plentiful here.
Monday.
Huh?
I'm still on Cyber Monday. Like, what else can I get?
Totally. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Amazon.
Oh,
Amazon.
I know. Cyber
um,
Monday's great. I'm so
yes.
excited to talk to Chardonnay today and hear all about the things she has coming out, what she's got going on.
Yes, for those of you coming on, so we'll be talking about quite a few things. We'll be talking about, obviously, Cyber Monday is our theme. We'll be interviewing Chardonnay as well. She is actually one of our students in our program, and she's been doing amazing. And she has officially launched a few things, which we're really excited to talk about hopefully give a lot of value to a lot of lash artists who do need assistance in their businesses and being able to book out. And here we go. Let me get her added here. As well as whoop, we just lost somebody. Okay, hold on one second. This is why we test in the beginning. Oh,
I
there we go.
apologize.
Back.
Sorry, my connection is funny. We have a little bit of a storm going on over here. Sorry about that.
The storm. Oh, yeah. Okay.
We do
Okay.
have that.
That makes sense.
I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, how are we gonna get through this? Yeah, I'm excited to hear about the product she's launching, and she's been one of our girls who's been successful at getting her products launched and selling product to other lash artists. And I know that that is something a lot of lash artists are interested in, you know,
Yes,
being able to self-brand and do stuff like that. So
absolutely. So
that's
I
really
invited
cool.
her. We're just waiting for her to jump on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe if you want to send her a message.
Sure. Let me do that. Hold on. Did you cook this year?
I did. I cooked all day.
Do you do all the cooking? Jesse
I
doesn't
do.
cook at all?
I do. Jesse helped me with the turkey this time because I don't like
Okay.
touching like the
Yeah,
turkey.
yeah.
So he got to I would tell him what to do and he would pick it up and yeah, but we got to we brined it with a new brine. We went to God, what is the name of it? It's one of the nicer uh like kitchen companies or whatever. Anyway, they had like a specific brine and it was so good. And it's gonna be the last time I will go to just like a regular grocery store and pick up brine. So
Yeah. When you want to
yeah.
go to a restaurant, I bet that's even better. Send that to me.
Williams
I want to know.
Sonoma, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Williams Sonoma.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had that.
Yeah, we did their brine and we did their gravy and it was like so good. Yeah.
I've never tried Williams Sonoma. My husband does a turkey every year, so he always has his
Oh, that's nice.
recipe, you know.
That's
He's
super
like,
nice.
it's got to come out 3 days before, and we got to put it in the salt water and sugar water. Okay,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
my thing. But if William and Sonoma has a great one, then I'll try
You
that.
guys got to check it out. Yeah, it was I didn't they have two types. They have like a full kit and then they have like a dry rub. Get the dry rub and
Mm,
oh my God, it was so good. It was just full
that
of
sounds so
spice.
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Did it come out really juicy too?
It did. Everything, yeah.
Mm,
We were really surprised by the gravy. The gravy was yeah. I like
nice.
any tricks that make things easier for me so I don't have to make things from scratch.
Same, absolutely. And that's what we're hoping we'll talk to Chardonnay about today about the industry. I texted her. Hopefully she'll be on
I think
very
she
soon.
just joined.
Oh, there she is.
Chardonnay, I invited you.
Yay.
Okay.
Oh, hi.
Hi, ladies.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You look so cozy in your turtleneck.
Oh, I had to put my Steve Jobs turtleneck on for this.
Oh, nice.
Uh-uh. How you doing,
Well,
Erica?
Great. How are you?
I'm fantastic, thank you. Let me take my glasses off. Hold on.
how's your birthday and Thanksgiving?
Birthday was it was nice. It was nice
Yeah.
and intimate, but I had a great time. It was a full day. Had the gym, had the studio, had a full day of girls, and then went out and drank, and it was a good time.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. And did you guys celebrate again on Thanksgiving then?
Mm-hmm. But I did not drink. I just, stuck with the food that day.
You can
Yeah.
get drunk off Thanksgiving food
Oh,
anyway.
that's yeah, definitely a food coma.
hmm
Yeah.
Well, I definitely am excited for our live today because you have so much to give and share with other lash artists, maybe those who might be coming into the industry or are have been doing this for a while and want to expand into self-branding, selling products that way, and also doing digital products because that
Mhm.
seems to be kind of the trifecta of lashes and then layering with different sources of income. So we're going to talk a little bit about that for sure. But first, I want to tell everybody about As Unique Lash Co. So that's a very interesting name, and I'd love to hear like how you came up with it or the origins of how you named your business something so unique.
Thank you. Well, I was Lashes by Chardonnay since I
Hmm.
started, since I kind of broke off on my own.
Hmm.
I was doing a booth rental. Didn't really have my own name, but once I started out doing my thing, I was saying Lashes by so and so, Beauty Bar, and it was just kind of the thing to do. So Lashes by Chardonnay was my name for about 4 names, and then something hit me, and I was like, you know what? I want it to be like a legit name, something that could basically like scope the whole the view of beauty. So I really just changed it to As Unique, which is my middle name. And a lot of people think that it's unique, like it's AZ unique, like from Arizona. I'm like, no, it's just As Unique. So basically, As
Love
Unique
it.
Lash Co. is my middle name, and I love it.
That's beautiful, and it's unique as what you're doing in the lash world. So that's great. I
Yeah.
love that. So what inspired you to get into lashes? I'm sure your followers are aware of, your story, but our audiences who might be watching and interested might love to know origin stories. Can you tell us how you got into the industry? Were you mentored? Did you take a class?
I saw a job posting, and they were looking for certain um, what is it called? Services. So she was looking for a wax artist, a lash artist, and a facial artist. Had no clue how to do lashes, and I've told this story plenty of times, and I just love it because it's my testimony. But I basically kind of faked it into getting into lashes, and I thought I messed up the interview. Like I glued her eyes shut. It took me like an hour to put 10 lashes on, but she looked at it and she really believed in me. And I'm so grateful because I wouldn't be here without her. So I kind of faked it and I just learned by myself, kind of taught myself. I didn't take a class. So that was
Wow,
2014.
that's
And
incredible.
yeah, and I literally became obsessed with it. Like, I love the results. I love how people felt after they got their lashes done. And I've been doing my makeup since I was 16. So I really know the effect that it can have on people. So, and I like to provide that because nothing like a woman feeling herself like she's unstoppable. So I just became obsessed with that feeling. And here we are today, 8 years
That
later.
8 years, that's incredible. And what a
Mhm.
journey for you it's
Yeah,
been. I mean, can you imagine getting your eyes glued shut, Erica? I would die.
literally. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it was the owner's daughter, so I literally thought, okay, wow. this is the end. I'm gonna.
What a starting point.
I know. Like, if you don't have anxiety now, like,
Yeah.
yeah. So hopefully nobody has a story like me. So don't follow my footsteps. Please take a class.
Yeah, actually, I think your story is kind of common, being self-taught myself and just getting obsessed with it and really learning through trial and error until I got a mentorship and things really, shot up the trajectory of the work and the skills and stuff. But there's many people who are self-taught and had to go through just the rigors of figuring it all out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's quite impressive that you stayed. What kept you going?
Um, that was my plan A. I mean, I didn't really have. I was working. I've been fired from like all of my jobs, and I was like, okay, I really have to stick this out. So I just became obsessed. It was this or nothing, and I'm so glad
Wow.
it worked out.
Yeah, absolutely. This or nothing. You kind of didn't give yourself a backup plan. You're like, this is gonna work. I'm gonna make
Mm-hmm.
this work.
Yep. Put it into the universe, and that's how I responded.
So, about what year did you decide to self-brand? Like, some people want to do it right away, like, and I wouldn't recommend this, but I've seen people take a 2-day class and then turn around and want to teach their own lash courses, and that isn't always successful for the students in the class. How about where did you decide, or what year did you decide to get into product launching and self-branding?
I got into it about 4 years ago. I think you have to identify if you even want to go in that avenue, um, because there is that backlash of, oh, well, she sold me this and her products don't work. Like, you have to be prepared to deal with that. And I didn't know if I wanted to be a part of that. But I really just wanted my own product line, something that I believed in, something that I could just have in the back of my beauty bar, and just I just became obsessed, and I tried a couple of vendors, and I've also heard some things in the lash industry, what to look out for, how not to get scammed, and I'm glad
Can
I
you
found.
give us some of those tips for
Oh,
others who want to self-brand, or who are
um,
looking into that?
well, if you're looking for tools, um, like your lash tweezers or mirrors, go to Pakistan. Not,
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure you can go. That's just in my opinion. With your lash primer and lash adhesive, I would definitely try out a couple of vendors. Just don't spend a lot of money on your first go. There are tons of vendors out there, so
That's
don't
a
be
huge
afraid
tip.
to try. Yeah,
That's a huge tip. Like,
yeah,
we see girls, right, Erica, over and over who just throw money at this goal and like it's like no tomorrow. And they end up wasting a lot of money because they maybe haven't built the right audience yet who's going to purchase the product, right? What would you think about this tip, Erica?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in, what I kind of call like the trifecta when it comes to lashing. So everybody wants to elevate. Everybody, as soon as they make their first six figures, they say, this sucks. I'm over this. I need other ways to make money. And so, the problem that I've seen is that people don't do it in a certain order. So if you're not booked out as a lash artist, you don't have clients. So let's talk about first, like your customer base. If your customer base is non-existent, whether it's lash artists or it's your customers themselves, then I don't understand why you would spend money you don't have on something that isn't going to sell. But two, I believe in, making that money that you need to make as a lash artist, because I do believe that there's a system and it's not that hard to book out if you have the right systems. And I'm sure, Chardonnay agrees, and she has, things that, she's incorporated to make sure that she's making the money she wants to make. But then from that point, you can then expand into what I believe should be next, which is mentorship, because then mentorship allows you to build that lash artist customer base. And when you have that going and you have that authority built, that's what kind of finishes off the trifecta by adding in the products, because the products then, whether they're digital or they're physical, they are now feeding that base. So I know you were saying that you have like your mirrors and stuff that's meant for your clientele. I can't tell you how many lash artists I've talked to who are buying mirrors and they're making $1,500 a month. So, that's kind of my take on all of it. But once you get there, I think that it's so smart. It's so smart to add in upsells, to be able to, create an average order value that's much larger, because you have these things and they're branded in a way that, when people ask, oh, what is that? People can say, oh, well, that's my lash artist, right? And it's an easy way to grow your business too. It's not the way to grow your business, if that makes sense. Too many people try and replace the lash business, the lash income, with these products too soon, and it should be in an order,
Exactly. And that's true. I do believe that you need to have that audience before you even start to put out so much money, because that could work against you. So that's one of the main things. Building an audience is important.
That's really, really important.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
To start selling products. Did I skip?
Yeah,
say that one more time.
A little bit.
I froze.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I think you froze.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, so I had a call come through. But yeah, I think really understanding the timing of when you're going to launch product-based products or self-branding, that is going to be the key to one of the big indicators that you're ready to do that. Are you booked out? Do you have expendable income to make orders, large orders? And then do you have space to keep the inventory? And is that inventory actually going to sell, or do you have a plan in place and an audience in place to sell the inventory? Because you don't want to spend $3,000 on tweezers, mirrors, adhesives, and it just sits, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's where we left off. What you were saying, we're like, don't make a huge order right away, kind of a thing.
Yeah, there have been other lash artists that have asked me, oh, where do you go? Like, don't go where I go. It may not be the perfect fit for you. Like, that's why I say try out all of these different vendors and don't be afraid to ask questions. I feel like a lot of people just accept whatever these vendors will give them, like work with them, customize it a little bit. And, if they're not a right fit, go to the next one. So just definitely get your foot out there and try different things. Don't be afraid.
Why did you choose Pakistan?
They're quicker and honestly more cost effective than shipping from China. Okay. To me, in my experience, yeah. But as far as lash trays, I go with China or Korea. They're great with hair.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with wigs, but they are great with hair. So
that's very interesting. That's a good note, because I think some people get just DM'd, in my experience, by whatever, beauty supply company. And I did notice that the ones who DM me from the Middle East are more tweezer based, and the lash trays are more from Asia. So that was very interesting. I was like, oh, that makes sense then. Why do you prefer Korean fibers or silk, or what else? Mink.
Right. I did not know this, but my first lash batch, when I first started Lashes by Chardonnay, they were German. But I was getting it from China. And when I did my As Unique lash trays, they totally switched the fibers on me. And if you're a lash artist, you know what you're used to working with.
Yeah.
And they switched my entire order. And I was like, what happened to my last one? They're like, oh, you like the German stuff. And I was like, oh. I didn't know it was German, so that was surprising to figure out. But back in the past, I liked German, but now I like the Chinese one.
Well, it's really good that you've done so much research on it.
You have to.
You
You
do.
have to. Yeah. You just can't accept what they give you because you can be getting scammed, and we don't want that.
And also asking questions and not being afraid to ask questions of, anyone you work with, any vendors, any merchandise, you know, anyone who produces the products that you're trying to sell. The more questions and information you get, that's more education you can give to the clients and your audience.
Yeah.
The,
More
the
clarity.
whether they're your students or other lash artists in your area who want to buy from you, because there's no one really locally who sells stuff. Like in my town, I don't have many people who self brand or that you can buy from. So
Mm.
it's really important that you, on the education piece of who your audience is, to be able to educate them on that, especially the adhesives, the formulation of the
Ooh,
adhesives. Tell me a
yeah.
little bit about that.
So with the adhesives, you have to figure out what your climate is because you can have southern heat, you can have dry California heat, you can have the humidity in New York. So you really have to understand your environment, and then from there, try out multiple adhesives at
Very
a time,
good.
see which one has better hang time because you order one and then you have to wait like another 2 months from another vendor. So I think it's best to, when you're doing adhesives, try like three or four at the same time so you can really test it out and get the best results because they could sell you lies in a bottle. Oh, 6 to 7 weeks retention, 2 second dry time. They could talk, but until you get it in your environment, then that's when
Right.
the like the real tests.
And would you say or recommend like getting models when you're testing product? Because, your regulars are going to expect the same outcomes and same longevity of lashes, and they want them to feel the same, maybe even the fumes, things that you're used to dealing with in a appointment. Does that then change, if you are testing product, do you recommend a model?
Definitely. I mean, you don't want to mess with your money. I mean, the girls are having 2 to 3 week retention. Keep that there. And I'm sure there's some family members around you or great friends that are
Yeah,
willing to get their lashes done at a discounted or free rate because you only need a couple of lashes just to test. So you don't
right.
need to go full set or anything. But I'm sure people around you would be more than willing to be your model because everybody loves lashes. Or try
Yeah,
it on
they
your
do.
boyfriend. Who knows? Yeah, just get a real person because it's not the same thing as putting it on a mannequin and having them have
Correct.
the wear and tear. So
And trying it on your boyfriend's a real thing. Like I met a lot of girls at LashCon who are like, "Yeah, I do my boyfriend's lashes when I'm trying out different lashes or tweezers and stuff." So that's a good man right there.
yeah, exactly.
You
I love
know?
the support. We love supportive husbands and boyfriends
Yeah, absolutely. Or kids,
and kids. That
daughters, nieces.
yeah,
That's wonderful. So you have a new ebook that
I
you've
do.
been working on. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. So my new ebook is the 5 foundational skills that every lash artist needs to succeed. And this is something that I wish I had literally knowing nothing. So I think this is perfect for beginner lash artists, lash or aspiring lash artists that haven't even taken a course and they're thinking about it.
Mhm.
Because there are valuable things that you can find in there to even work or to even figure out if you want to go that route in the
I love
lash.
that.
So, but I talk about 5 major things, and the last one I'm like extremely proud of, and I cannot wait to just tell everyone about it. I mean, I know I'm not the only one that's been talking about it, but
Well, why not give us a little bit of a hint of what that topic is?
should we do the table of
Yeah, I
contents?
think, well, I
Okay.
mean, just like at least the very last thing, because of course, we've been able to preview it and get it ready for you and work
Yeah.
with you in developing this. And I really think that that last portion is something we can talk about.
Okay. So the last part is, I mean, we like to talk about the inclusivity of the beauty industry, and we've experienced Black women, curly, melanated people. We've experienced kind of redlining in the hair industry with other people not necessarily knowing how to work on our hair. We've experienced it in the makeup industry without having shades that will match our skin tone. And now I feel like we're kind of experiencing it in the lash industry where people do get intimidated by working on curly lashes. And
Mm-hmm.
all of that is doable. You just have to put in the work, do the proper research, and not let that situation scare you out of learning something new. And I think that's what it is. Like people get uncomfortable because it's, it's brand new, it's foreign to them, but you can totally achieve it. So I talk about how to lash curly lashes, and you don't have to take 5 hours to do it. Yes, isolation is a huge part, and that's why I talk about identifying your holy grail tweezers. But once you have your tools correct, your adhesive is working, you'll be able to lash that black girl. I'm just saying.
I love that. I love
Can
that.
I say something about this really quickly?
Yeah.
So like so many lash artists struggle with you're struggling with, getting booked out, and there's so much of doing research on your market and knowing who's around you that if you find out that there is a large black community in your area, it makes sense to invest in an ebook like this and master this, because you're going to be the girl who knows what they're doing. And so, or the guy, right? So it's so important to be able to really be like fluid and be able to handle lots of different styles. And it's one of those things, I think, that even me being Hispanic, like I kind of stress out. I stress out when I get my hair done. I'm like, oh God, what's this person gonna tell me about my hair? There's always a comment on my hair, no matter what. And so so there's that added stress from the client themselves. If they can find a safe space, you've already taken care of yours. You've taken care of your finances. And so, I think this was even, I think I was talking with you, Chelsey, about this when you were talking about even the Asian eye is so specific. And so it's one of those things that if it was me, if I was doing in the industry, I would be obsessed with mastering all these little differences, and not being stressed out by it, which is what I see in Facebook groups. I see so many women stressed out by curly lashes and Asian eyes and, just different shaped eyes and black eye, everything. And so don't be stressed out by it. Focus on mastering it, right? And that's when the money shows up, right?
I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true. That's so true. And I think you really hit it on the nose. You need to know your market.
Mm-hmm.
You need to identify who you're attracting, identify what demographic you really want to tackle, and what we call your niche market, right? And it's a common marketing term, but it's almost overused because people don't actually delve into it, and then they can't reap the benefits of like, okay, if you're in Atlanta and you recognize that 90% of your clientele is African American, not necessarily mixed, because I have met African American girls who have straight lashes because they're mixed with something else, right? That's going to be just a normal lashing session. But if you know primarily that all of your girls are going to come through your doors, going to have those curly lashes, it's an investment to buy something as simple as an ebook that has such important information in it. Because one, it's not going to slow down your time. If you can study this and understand it, then you'll be able to do maybe one model, and then apply and be quicker, fast, get the technique down faster. I think whenever I learn one of my mistakes as a new lash artist was that I took too much time to learn, a monolid design and plus I was new, I was nervous, right? So I think having an ebook like this where you can scroll down to whatever section and you're like, okay, what did Chardonnay say about this? Okay, how do I position my body to attach that curly lash? How is it going to look from the frontal view, when I apply this curl? So
Yeah. And I talk about applying different curls because, since it's already curly, you don't want to overextend it. So
correct.
we break down the proper curls to use and how to apply it. it's kind of called like the candy cane. Are you familiar? You know.
Yeah.
The candy cane method, you're literally wrapping it around, because I have had black girls in my chair where their lashes are pointing 5 different directions. And I can only imagine a new girl just seeing that and not even knowing. I know back in the day, there were non-black lash artists, and they would say, oh, just use a lash heated curler. Use a heated curler to just kind of straighten and flatten out the lashes. And I'm like, I don't think that's necessary. So again, this is why
Doesn't
I
it eventually go back?
um it does. Yeah, that's why it was kind of like pointless.
And
But
then
it
what
was
happens
easier for
to the adhesive bond once that lash starts curling back up?
just so
It
uncomfortable.
snaps off, right?
Yeah.
Or
That
will it
doesn't make
still?
sense. That would be like
Oh,
straightening my hair before curling my hair. I wouldn't straighten. I mean, my hair is curly, but if I'm going to curl it, like pipe, like actually curl it with the curler, I'm still going to just curl it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Interesting, though, what they did
Yeah.
to kind of. It's interesting how people try to innovate, to solve
hmm
problems.
that's
But if you can find a faster and easier way, that's not going to result in uncomfortable lashes throughout the time that they have to wear them,
true. And
you know?
getting the knowledge and information from somebody who looks like them, I feel like it'll be
Mhm.
just a little bit, you know, more truthful, I guess.
Well,
So
authoritative,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, because I definitely have experienced lots of curly lashes in my day, and it did intimidate me because, you know, there weren't too many black lash educators. There weren't too many black girls in my area getting lash. So once I finally had a girl at my table, I was like, whoa, what do I do? But after time, I was able to perfect this technique that is in my ebook, and I'm excited to share it with all the girls. So you could just put that worry to rest.
And where
So
do we find your ebook?
where?
Hmm.
Oh, so Kartra?
Yes, we
Yes.
can put the link as a comment after this so that
Okay.
people can get
Awesome.
it. If it were me, I would absolutely, even if you are going to, educators who and going to their classes and they happen to be black, because even them, and I do a lot of the branding for a lot of just a lot of black lash educators. They still stick with the very basic standard things that you should know. And this isn't basic. This is very technique driven. This is very niche, right? And so I would recommend this even if you are in the industry that's predominantly African American or black or whatever. And I would just expand your skill set. I promise you, I designed it for her. There are things in there that you probably are not on a day-to-day basis, or class to class learning. So it's definitely something I think is very, very important. And it's something that I think we actually talk to some of our clients about this often, I think, is just inclusiveness, is being inclusive and
Yeah.
and how important that is. And it's a scary thing when you have somebody in your chair you don't know how to service because you haven't mastered it. So
Yeah, I
so
love
I
that.
would say that's a very important thing to do right away. And plus you have like bundles where you get some of your products too, right?
Exactly. So there are 3 bundles in total. So you can get the ebook by itself, or you can get some of my amazing tools, which comes with a primer, or the other one is a tweezer and a primer. So with the tweezers, you'll get to choose one of 3 tweezers. Now, I talk about how to identify your Holy Grail tweezers and how to use it best, because there's 3 different tweezers. I think there's J, 90-degree skinny boot, and like a 45-degree angle.
Hmm.
Now,
Hmm.
45, I'm a 45 girl. I've tried all the other tweezers, but this 45, it hits it very, very well. So, but you get to figure out and choose which one works for you. So even
I
if,
love that.
yeah, thank you. So even if you figure, oh, and another thing, a lot of girls think that they have to spend so much money on tools and it'll automatically like make their work better.
Mm.
That's not it. It is very
So
technique driven.
true.
So if any tweezer falls into your lap, any adhesive or whatever it is, if your technique is great, you're always going to have bomb sets. So please don't waste your
Very
money.
true.
Get the newest selling thing. Oh, well, my retention sucks or my lashes look horrible now. Like, I'll get this $75 tweezer and then everything will be solved. No, let's work on the technique first and then you won't have any issues after that.
I feel that that is a common myth. I'm going to call it a myth because especially as you're kind of moving out of being a novice lash artist into being more of a someone who lashes regularly or been doing it in the industry maybe more than a year, you've made enough progress where you're seeing consistency, but then you're still maybe haven't reached the 3 mark in retention, 3 week mark, or maybe 4 even. And so you
Mm-hmm.
start to say, well, I don't know what they do when they leave my table. And I would encourage everyone with kindness and grace to be introspective about what you could be doing better and always learning, and especially if it can be as affordable as an ebook where you're refreshing your technique, continuing your education, because it is something that we as the artists have more weight. It's our responsibility to make sure we're doing everything we can
Mm-hmm.
to secure that technique. And you're right, it's not going to be a magic tweezer or a magic bonder or primer. It's 90% going to be your technique, and then those other pieces that we incorporate just enhances that
Exactly.
technique. Hmm.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And I
Yeah.
love that you said that, because it's not something, it makes, to me, if I were just somebody listening and buying this or thinking about it, it's like, oh, she's not just trying to sell her products because,
Yeah.
she wants the sales. She wants you to know exactly what, get what works for you, and you don't have to break the bank, especially right now,
Yes.
holiday season. And
Definitely like stay diligent and stay hungry for it, because this isn't, like you said, it's not going to happen overnight. I mean, we've all started at ground zero, so there's
for
so many
sure.
successful lash stories out there, and your their time is coming, like your time is coming, so you just have to stay confident and really just do your research and become confident within yourself. So
That's
that's,
great advice.
yeah.
So, what would you say accelerated your desire to do an ebook and kind of accelerated your pace at completing that?
Definitely working with you two lovely ladies,
Mm.
investing in a mentorship. I have to say, it's the best thing, even if you aren't in the lash industry. Um, Invest in mentorship. They give you the blueprint without wasting time, energy. Like, these are people who have already done what you wanted to do, and just to get the feedback and just the keynotes and their successes and other testimonials, I think that will help you greatly. I think before I even started working with you guys, Erica was like, well, so what's your plans? And I told her, and she was like, so what are you doing? And I was like, oh, yeah, you can sit, you can dream about it all you want, but if you're not doing anything about it,
Yeah.
trust and believe. So um, working with you guys, staying hungry, just really focusing on the bigger picture accelerated me to do more and just want to help out other girls, because there's nothing like feeling um, like you belong. We all want to belong somewhere, and just knowing that there's help out there that they're just willing to give to you, like take advantage of it, and it'll make you just feel so much better. So I, again, like, you guys have helped me greatly, immensely, and I can't thank you enough, because we wouldn't be here.
I mean, I'm really just proud of all that you've accomplished. To watch you grow, for me, like that's been it's one of the reasons I do this. To watch you step into your potential, to
Mm-hmm.
watch you complete your goals and be a part of that, that's very special to me. So, thank you
Oh,
for working hard and
of
keeping
course.
your energy up and commitment to your goals.
Thank you guys. And just even if we're not mentally there, or if we just want an off day, like you, both you guys were gracious enough to even just allow me to just woosah or talk about it or whatever it is, because we all have our own struggles and all of that. So even just to sit down and talk and not feel the pressure from the
Sure.
deadlines and that jazz, like that helps. And there's a balance. Like we can chill and relax, but yo, we got to get the work done. So you guys balance that out perfectly for
I'm so
me.
glad. I'm so glad. And everything about the design aspect too, I think that definitely blew my mind because I have some background in graphic design, but to be able to see the magic Erica makes, like
Ooh, yeah.
out of the water blows me away. And just her experience in business and growing, having brands in Walmart and Target, like, she knows what she's doing. She knows the program is created so that with her expertise and backing it, and it's incredible to me to be a part of that.
I think like I didn't even go through Erica for my design and my whatever, my, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
So the fact that she still hit the nail on the head without knowing, all the work and like months that I put into this new logo, and she still hit it, just shows like how passionate and true to her craft, and how it, to me it looks natural,
yes.
like how just naturally it comes from Erica. So anybody that works with you guys from here on out, like, or even in the past, I know their expectations have been blown out. So yeah,
Yeah,
you guys
we
are
do get
amazing.
that. Thank you
Mhm.
very much. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. And it's a work in progress, and continuing to grow and learn for our clients is we put everything into this.
I could tell.
And
I put my all in. That's what you get. Like the results are amazing once you're dedicated and you're putting in everything. So I
awesome.
love it.
I'm so glad to hear that. Okay, I think, Erica, is there anything you want to say before I have the concluding question?
No, I just wanted to say, like, I'm just so proud of you. You've done so much. It's crazy to think about, where we were at when we were just talking and talking about kind of like this dream that you've wanted to put into fruition, and how there was kind of just like these weird speed bumps that you'd hit, and they'd kind of not stop you, but pause things for a while. And, I knew that at some point for you, all you really needed was you needed somebody, number one, to believe in you, and you needed somebody to help you implement. And it's all about that implementation stage. There's no more needing to learn. There wasn't more you needed to learn as far as, the even getting the ebook up. You probably even knew how to throw up an ebook on Canva really quick, but just the I think the added help and accountability to help you just make that, it's a little push that we do really here, that and it's a little, it's not as simple as just pushing, but you know just that little added thing was the thing that I think helped you step into the person that you want to be, and you're meant to be, which is this educator who does deserve to make income passively, and does deserve to have her knowledge put out there in the world, and for it to be respected, and for people to learn from you. And so I'm just so gracious to be a part of that, and to be able to help you really blow this thing up. And so I'm just happy that you took a risk on us.
Ooh, yes. Yeah, I'm a loss for words. Yeah, like this is definitely, I had no idea it would come this fast. I had no idea what I would even talk about in my ebook, and the fact that there's so much value into this, and I found my niche. Like I just can't wait for the girls to have it in their hands. Well, it's a
Me
digital
too.
project, but in the drive, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that in our industry we're big fans of continuing to educate ourselves and to grow. So the fact that they can get so much knowledge from what you have to offer, and your experience is awesome. It's very, very valuable.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess my concluding question is, what is one piece of advice that you would give to other lash artists who are listening or will listen to this from your experience?
Don't be afraid to invest in yourself. I have had this mentality on, I could do it myself. I'm the oldest, so I'm so used to figuring things out. I'm the only girl, so don't worry about it. I'll handle it. Um, and I've always been a huge procrastinator. Like, I wouldn't even stress about deadlines in high school. So I'm like, yeah, I'll get it done at 2 a.m. and I'll be fine. But do not be afraid to invest in yourself, because you would definitely surprise yourself about the results that you have done. Because if you're so used to doing something one way and getting the same results, just try something out of the line. And getting a mentorship was something that I had no idea I would ever do, because I'm like, oh, I figured out how to do lashes. I figured out how to find the perfect lash vendor. I could figure out how to, have passive income. It wasn't working. I probably could have figured it out, but definitely not the time. But knowing that I had you guys holding me accountable, that's a huge thing. And pushing me in the right directions. I've learned so many new things working with you guys. So not being afraid to invest in yourself and continuing your education, and try not to listen to your inner saboteur. So I think we all
That's
have those
big.
days. Yeah. I think we all have those days where we either feel like we're not worth it, or we don't deserve the things that we have, but you work so hard to get to where you are today. So please sit in that and relish it, and just be grateful, because you are living your wildest dreams. So that
That
is,
is well said.
thank you. Thank you.
100% well said. I
Yeah.
think that people, I mean, myself included, sometimes we're impatient with ourselves, and, we want things now, we want them yesterday, and especially, I think, taking into account that it took you time to get to where you are as a lash artist.
Mhm.
And you needed that time to learn everything, to understand the subtle nuances, to learn design, to learn how your biomechanics work. So what makes you think that growing your business isn't going to take just as much, if not more time? I think
Exactly.
that's a misconception as well. But that feedback is so great. I really appreciate your kind words, and that's good
Yeah.
advice to
Yeah.
everybody.
And try not to, again, one more point, not compare yourself to the lash gurus on Instagram. Like, the
Mm,
pictures look amazing, you get to see their lifestyle and all that, but then again, they all started from day one, and I'm sure they've had their struggles and all that. But you're in the thick of it. You have to go through this in order to become the lash artist that you are meant to be eventually. So please don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged, and invest in a lash mentor.
for
Or,
sure.
so that's it.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate you coming on and doing this live with us. So
Yes.
awesome. I'm excited. We will, like Erica said, put the link to your ebook and your product bundles. So anybody looking for a Cyber Monday deal who needs to stock up on adhesive or lashes from Korea or China, already tested, and learn the 5 foundational skills that you need to have to be a good lash artist. We're going to put the link in the comment below. And you're welcome. If you didn't get to ask questions on this live, or had questions that maybe you think of after this, feel free to DM Erica or I, or even Chardonnay at As Unique Lash Co. And
Yes.
we can answer those questions for you. Do you have anything you want to conclude with, Erica?
No, I think you guys did amazing. I'm just so excited to really see this just blow up for you, and I'm extremely happy and grateful for you to be on my platform today, speaking and giving tons of your values. Um, so yes, so if we have no questions, then we'll go ahead and close this out. Again, thank you so much, Chardonnay, for being on with me and Chelsey today. And I hope to have you on again at least one time in the next few months.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys so much.
Of course.
This is amazing, and I cannot wait to get the results of all of this work that we put in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right.
Have a great
Bye,
Monday.
ladies.
Thank you
I'll
guys.
see you later, Chardonnay.
I'll see you soon.